Fashion!
Fashion!
There's your paw. Hey everyone, welcome back to our YouTube channel. Today we wanted to do a little bit of a discussion video. We usually have a lot of conversations off camera talking about like the effects of social media in the fashion industry, so we decided to make a video about it today and hope you guys enjoy it.
So I guess we'll just start off with like some positives about social media in terms of fashion too. I think social media is good because it allows people to like reach a bigger audience.
Yeah, a lot of exposure to like young people who want to step into fashion. It's a great way to like help people connect and like find people that you want to work with, whether it's like photographers, models, stylists, any creative, honestly. It gives like a lot of people a platform, I guess, to express themselves, where like back in the day with traditional media, you know, it's harder to get the necessary exposure. Yeah, honestly, even like personally, I feel like 90% of like the work that I get is people hitting me up through social media. Like I'm really bad at like reaching out to like other creatives and stuff, so like just being able to even have like my work on Instagram or whatever and like people just like hitting me up wanting to work together, like that's definitely a plus when it comes to social media.
On to the negatives.
There's a lot, I feel. Well, it's like a double-edged sword, you know. It's definitely like exposure is good, but also like helping younger people, younger creatives or whatever step into the door is a good thing, and like obviously it's inclusive. But I feel like what makes fashion unique or whatever is kind of the exclusivity. And I feel like with social media, it kind of lacks exclusivity almost.
Yeah.
And like obviously we know with like influencer culture, this industry almost becomes like a popularity contest. And personally, I feel like it kind of sucks when like people who work hard in their craft and are way more deserving for certain positions don't get it just because like somebody has like millions of followers. And I get it, at the end of the day it's business, but like yeah, from like a artist creative standpoint, it definitely sucks.
But if you think about social media, just like he was saying, like we've given a platform and a lot of credit to people that don't necessarily deserve it, and that falls into fashion too. Like we put these celebrities, these influencers, these TikTokers on like such a high pedestal that like, yeah, you can go to a friggin' Met Gala now, like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, the Met Gala's a joke.
It kind of ruins fashion, to be honest.
For sure, yeah. Yeah, like influencers just like who don't even really care about fashion and like clearly don't care about clothes somehow become the forefront of fashion, and I feel like it's kind of like a slap in the face to like people who actually care about the artistry.
Yeah, I mean, I think when it comes to fashion, we've talked about this numerous times, but like there's levels to fashion. And like someone can think I dress well, whereas like I could be like, I swear, I guess, right?
It's our own channel, we can do whatever we want technically.
Yeah, so there's levels, and like someone could think I dress well, whereas someone else that's in the fashion industry could think I dress like shit. For the most part, we end up giving, just the bottom line is, we end up crediting these people that don't deserve it.
Good fortune. I mean, it's good if you want to sponsor us, but it's gross. Another thing that like I feel like I personally have a huge issue with social media in fashion is that like a lot of people just want like Instagrammable pieces and like stuff that's just like shitty construction but like is flashy or like is eye-popping, and people just want it just because it's like looks good on picture, you know, because like that's like all they care about. And especially with like avant-garde fashion, I feel like a lot of people, because like a lot of the details aren't going to show in a picture, but so a lot of people like kind of drive away from that, and they don't understand what quality is. They don't understand what like proper construction, like stitching details, you know, like how the shape actually looks like. Like people just want something that like looks weird or look like, you know, gives a wow reaction right away when you scroll through an Instagram feed. And I feel like that really sucks because I don't know, I personally like have such a passion towards like good quality and like, you know, like minor details within clothing, but I feel like it's not being appreciated anymore almost because of social media. Yeah, but yeah, even like the Kardashians, like that's such a prime example. I can't like, you know, it's just like such, oh, because they have followers, like let's slap some money at them so they could repost an item when they don't. They literally dress so basic. Like Kylie Jenner looks like she wears stuff from Fashion
But like
Nova.
also like Fashion Nova, Shein, and all that stuff. Like that gained a shit ton of popularity because of social media, because of all these like TikTok challenges or whatever that I've heard about through other YouTube videos.
Yeah.
Like it's another. I mean, it comes down to giving credit where credit isn't due.
Mm-hmm.
And like, yeah, it raises popularity for these like shitty ass brands, and everyone ends up wearing it, and I don't know, it's problematic.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you should not be giving your money to these fast fashion brands, in my opinion.
Yeah, that are just ripping off designs. I feel like on social media, one thing that I really notice, especially like people our age and younger, they look at social media and they feel like people just like instantly just became successful in like whatever they do. They see like people in the industry that are like doing really well, and they just think like, oh, I could just like do 2 shoots and like all of a sudden I'm gonna become a famous stylist or like a famous influencer. But like they don't realize all the years of hard work that they put in, you know, because like social media almost makes it seem so instant that like people don't realize like it's years of hard work to get to like where people want to get. And like I've heard people talk about like fashion students saying like, oh, what do you want to work in the fashion industry? And they're like, oh, I want to become a creative director. Like that's not how it works, you know. Like you gotta work your way up to that. Like what makes you qualified to become a creative director when you don't even know how to construct your own label, you don't know how to design, you don't know anything, and you think that like, oh, just because you went to fashion school you're able to, you know, out of nowhere become a creative director.
Yeah, I think it's what this generation, we want things fast, we want things quick, we want things easy, and like social media kind of blurs the line between like what's reality and what's not.
And also, can we stop naming ourselves creative directors just because you have your own second Instagram page? Like, people literally just post like random mood board photos on like a second Instagram page and call themselves creative director. Like, what are you creatively directing? You're just posting pictures. It's just like a mood board. I don't know. I feel like that's so whack. But.
How do you feel about not naming names, but how do you feel about designers that have popularity and end up in the big fashion industry, but
like I try to think about it from a different perspective where like personally there are people that are like way more talented than I am. Mm-hmm. Even like in whatever, like as a stylist or whatever, and like they could not have as much recognition as I get in the works I post. So it's like I understand that like talent and like skill is not everything, but it is disheartening sometimes when you just look at people who like literally are just like
built off connections.
Yeah, built off clout or whatever, and are, I guess, like filling roles that they're technically not qualified for, but just because they know the right people.
Yeah.
But that's like every industry at the end of the day, like it's all about connections and like,
yeah,
you know.
And I think because we are in the fashion industry, like this is a big part of, like this is one of the topics we talk about all the time.
Yeah.
And it's quite frustrating because the designers that actually know how to design and have like years of like experience. Then this one fucker comes along, no experience, no actual design sense whatsoever, but has a shit ton of friends that are in the industry, and whoop.
You see that with a lot of labels. It's just like, oh, your celebrity friends all of a sudden wear your pieces, and then next thing you know, you're a top brand all of a sudden, and like realistically, these stores are trying to make money too. You know, like at the end of the day, it's a business. So whatever brand they see popping, they're gonna stock, and like, you know, that just kind of builds off of itself.
Yeah, it's really just sad to see the really good brands that don't have this amount of clout and connections, like not doing as well as those designers.
Yeah, I mean, fashion is such a competitive industry, and like honestly, like talented people are everywhere, and it's just like, you know, you need something else to differentiate yourself, I guess, which is like hard, yeah. Especially for us, I feel like we're so introverted and like we hate socializing.
This is hard for us.
Yeah, like talking to a camera, like I was so, that kind of relates to this topic too. Like I was really against making a YouTube channel at first. Cause like one, like, I don't know, I don't really like sharing my personal life and stuff. And also like, I feel like becoming a YouTuber or like whatever, being on YouTube, really, there's like a stigma almost where like you're boxed in to this category of like YouTube fashion people.
Mm-hmm.
And like, I really don't want to be boxed into that. Like there are so many other goals and like projects that I want to work on, and I don't want like people to be like, oh, this guy's on YouTube. Like I feel like there's almost like a stigma, negative like association to being a YouTuber in fashion, you know. But yeah, I feel like that was like a huge thing for me. Even like Instagram, like people are always like, oh, like you need to post more, you need to do this. Like Greg always tells me like, oh, you should post more, you know, like frequent, like post your fits, people want to see it. But it's like, I don't want to post stuff just to post stuff, and like, you know, like if
I mean, he's there to support and like.
Yeah, no, don't get me wrong, but like personally, I just feel like if it's not genuine, like if I don't like, I want to post an outfit because like I put on an outfit and I'm like, yo, this is like, I haven't worn this fit this way, and I feel like this looks good, and it's like, you know, I never thought of this before. That's why I want to post it. I don't want to post it because like, oh, there's an algorithm, or there's like, you know, you need to post every week in order to gain engagement, you know, like.
That's another thing. Like we, just so you guys know, we're not gonna go out of our ways to like be buying clothes just to post content. Like I was not like this before. Like I said, there's levels to this shit. Before I was like, I'll buy a lot of shit, wear it once or twice, don't give a fuck about it. But now I'm at the point in my life, and I'm glad that I grew into someone that cares about sustainability and cares about like, okay, like now I care about buying into pieces that'll match with my wardrobe, as opposed to like, oh, like this piece is like sick, like whatever, like not necessarily caring about if it's gonna match with the rest of my, you know, 10 other items that I have in my wardrobe.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's something that social media forces you to do. Like as an influencer, I'm sure like you have to constantly be posting and constantly, you know, putting out content, quote unquote. You're gonna wear this once or twice. Oh, you got a picture in it, or you made a reel or TikTok or whatever about it. Okay, like throw it away, you know?
Yeah, like even the fact that people are like, oh, I posted a pic in it, like I can't wear it anymore. It's like, what? Like,
yeah.
There's something called a washer and dryer. You keep your clothes, you know what I mean? Like you're always gonna recycle your outfits. Like, you know, this isn't like a fake, like, I feel like they try to sell you this glamorous like industry. Like even like working at, you know, in the fashion industry, it's like people like make it seem like, oh my gosh, you're a stylist. Like what is your day to day like? We do the same thing as like everybody else in other industries, you know, like you're just trying to get a paycheck, trying to get paid. Yeah, like we're interested in clothes, and it's nice that we work in an industry that like we love and are passionate about, but at the end of the day, like there's such a sell of like fashion. Oh my gosh, it's this glamorous industry, but it, you know, at the end of the day, it's just work, you know, like we gotta wake up and go to work. just like everybody else. And like same with celebrities, like yeah, they're on social media and they look glamorous and stuff, but like that's not their day-to-day lives. It's just highlights of their life, you know. Yeah, and like social media promotes that like almost like flexing culture. It's just like, oh, I bought these shoes, like I bought this outfit, like look at my pickups, like cool, you bought a bunch of stuff, like.
And I think it's hard not to get like looped into it personally. Like I.
We're back. The battery died.
So flexing, shopaholics.
Yeah, just like obviously because it's a business, so like they're always gonna want to push you to buy like the newest trendy pieces, whatever. But it's so much more to that, especially like growing your own style and like not buying into trends and like buying quality pieces. I feel like isn't touched on enough.
Yeah, I mean, personally, I'm not a fan of trends. Because I think of that reason, it's always like, okay, buy into this trend, and then you're done with it. Like,
yeah,
you know, after one season.
I mean, if you see trends that like you can incorporate into your own style, that's good. You know, you can play around with it. But like, people who are always like chasing after, oh, snake skin is in, or like, you know, like, I don't know. I find that like really, you're just like chasing almost. Like you don't have your own style. You don't have your like own identity almost.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's like a huge problem. Even that goes with like social media. Like people who are always trying to do the newest challenge or whatever. Like goes hand in hand. And like you end up seeing a lot of people on social media like not. Like eventually they get like canceled or you know like, because they don't even know who they are anymore. They lack almost like a self discipline. I don't know if that's the right word, but you're just chasing after whatever you think everyone else wants.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a big part of fashion, I find.
For sure.
Like even myself, like I used to be one of those people, I feel like. I mean, I feel like everyone probably goes through that when you're younger and you know, you're buying into things that you think is cool and like, oh, this is flashy, like, you know, I like it, but maybe other people like it, hint, hint, you know. But yeah, so like now I'm glad I'm at the point where I could say like, I don't care about like really what other people think, and I'm building off of what works with my wardrobe and not fitting into trends. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Those pieces are gonna last such a long time. Like the pieces you don't see as a trend are gonna last you way longer than the trendy pieces. And
yeah, and like worst comes to worst, if you don't like it anymore, you could always like sell it to buy new pieces that you're into. You know? But I feel like a lot of people are just rushing, or they ask like, oh, how do you like develop your style, or you know, and it's just like the only thing you can do is literally trial and error, and like takes just years of like figuring out what you actually like, right, Ouch?
Yeah. Sometimes I feel like even the trendy pieces are just like super cheap, low quality items sometimes that like you can't necessarily sell it to someone else and like recycle through. Whereas like if I am gonna invest in a piece, like it's usually good quality and it has good like structure and like silhouette and everything, and like I know that like years down someone else will want to buy it, as opposed to something that's just like cheap and it's gonna disintegrate.
Yeah.
It's gonna disintegrate, and like you're just gonna throw it in the garbage and whatever. It's never gonna be a use to anyone.
Yeah, basically social media sucks.
Oh, we're just petty.
I just feel like people, at least like a lot of people are just like in it for like, I don't know, to become famous or like to become an influencer or whatever. And I don't know, like I feel like the main focus should always be your craft. Like, you know what I mean? Like whatever you work on, like for instance, if you're a stylist, like you should always focus on like learning fashion history, learning how to style pieces, what colors go together, what brands, you know, like acquire more fashion knowledge, whatever. Instead of like only solely focusing on like where your main focus is literally trying to get to know people, and you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, I find that like really distasteful almost. I don't know, yeah. Okay.
Just us three humans.
Switch sides. Yeah, but how do you feel about like TikTok or like YouTube in fashion, I guess? Since like also we're not YouTubers, but like we're on
We are,
YouTube.
I guess, a YouTuber.
Yeah.
Oof. I mean, I feel like, I mean, I'm probably gonna sound like an asshole that knows it all, but like, we're giving a lot of credit to people that don't deserve it. Like I said before, like even if you look up fall fashion in YouTube or TikTok, it's gonna be a bunch of people that are just like working off trends.
And like the biggest like YouTubers that like cover fashion are always like basic white girls who like shop at Aritzia and do like their Zara hauls and like.
Yeah.
But like that's what it is though, cause like they
cater to the masses.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, whatever. You know, to each its own.
Yeah.
Like you like what you like and like.
Yeah. So I guess let's talk about celebrity culture. And in terms of social media and magazines, publications, how do you feel about it?
I personally don't like celebrity culture at all. I don't get it as like from a like person who's into fashion's perspective. I don't understand the hype over like a celebrity wearing something, but that's just because I care about the clothes more than the person. So like if it's a good outfit, it's a good outfit. It doesn't matter who wears it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like I feel like most people just think like celebrity, oh, that means that's good because they're popular.
Automatic credit.
Yeah, that goes with like even like tattoos.
Yeah.
Like celebrities have the worst tattoos, but like because people have it, like because celebrities have it, like people want it, and it's just like it's not good tattoos, good quality either. Goes hand in hand with like clothing, you know, like people just care about, I don't know, famous people I guess, or like popular people, and it's just weird. Even like working with celebrities is like whatever, you know. I feel like celebrity stylists are like, I don't want to say they're whack because there are good ones, you know, for sure, but it's personally like it's more for the money, I feel like, than it being creatively fulfilling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, at the end of the day, the celebrity has a specific image that like a stylist, for example, would have to cater to. So there's only really so much freedom I find for the stylist.
Yeah.
But yeah, that goes into like celebrities wearing a certain outfit or whatever, and then the mass majority of people are gonna be like, "Ooh, like that's so great!" Like, let me go to this Fashion Nova website and buy it. You know what I mean? And it really takes away from fashion itself. Like fashion to me is like kind of boring now. Like I don't care.
It's really boring. Brands make the same.
Yeah,
few things.
I don't get as excited about Fashion Week or like how I used to, and I feel like it's because it's just becoming so like saturated with like.
Because all you see is Kendall Jenner's face everywhere. I have to say that. But it is like even if you go on like I don't know like Vogue or like anything like when I don't care whatever.
Beep.
No, but like for real like all you see is like celebrities like Hailey Bieber, Kardashians, Kendall Jenner, like people who like no offense dress basic, and there's nothing wrong with dressing basic, you know, but it's like I feel like if you're in fashion, it's like why the fuck do I care about what they wear? Because they dress like shit. No
like
offense.
I wish these magazines and publications actually credited some like actual fashion, you know, because I feel like it would.
Like actual creative outfits.
Yeah, as someone that loves fashion, then I'd be like, oh, like actually into watching it. Even the masses, I'm pretty sure they'd be like, oh, this is cool. Like Vogue posted this. Like let me watch it, as opposed to giving credit to these celebrities that like dress like shit and all of a sudden they're like a fashion icon.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing is like these like fashion icon terms.
Ew.
Ayo!
Mr.
Ayo!
Come
You wanna go home. Basically, social media has its pros and cons. Cons outweigh the pros.
Yep. So I guess that sums up the video. If you guys like it, like.
Like, comment,
You
subscribe.
made me doubt myself now.
Like, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Okay. Why would you do that?
Sorry.
Daylight come and me wanna go